Ryan Cox Plate Day's upon us, and a fantastic card of racing at Moonee Valley on Saturday.
Can't wait for the Cox Plate, Simon. It's going to be a great contest. I mean, there's a short price favourite in the race, and we saw him at the Valley a week ago today, and he worked really well. I haven't seen him work since, because I was at the Valley last Tuesday, the Tuesday just gone, and this morning he worked early before I got here, but by all reports he's trained on well. He's a short price favourite obviously, and you'd expect him to be holding his condition well and training on, but as I said, haven't seen him since last Thursday, but he looked awesome when we were there last week, and he probably deserves his position as favourite. Have seen a couple of the other contenders work this week. I've seen Hooby Got You work here both on Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday he worked with Zandalar, was really strong work. He'll appreciate getting back to Moonee Valley. He's got a bit of ground to make up to catch So You Think on their meetings to date, but as I said, he'll appreciate getting back to Moonee Valley. He looks fantastic, and he just had a nice gallop on his own this morning. More joyous. She worked here Tuesday morning too when we were over at Moonee Valley for the breakfast with the best, and she was pretty sharp this morning. She worked on the dirt, Nashua Willow Roader, and she dashed up her last 400 in about 23.5. So, I mean, we know she's a brilliant worker and she's a classy horse, but she's certainly still got plenty of spring in her step, which she'll need come Saturday. And Shootout just had a nice bowl around this morning too. I missed him Tuesday by being at Moonee Valley because he didn't go across there, but he worked nicely this morning just on the inside grass and just had a steady, what I'd call a maintenance gallop, just home in about 28, but that's all he needs to do. He's got plenty of racing under his belt and he's hard and fit and ready to go. For the Cox Plate contenders, that's what we've seen. I think obviously So You Think's the horse to beat, but the market has got him at pretty prohibitive odds, but let's hope for a great contest.
Now the sprint race looks a red hot field, especially if Black Caviar decides to come along, and of course Haylist.
Yeah, well, Haylist was at the Valley Tuesday morning, and he was pretty leisurely early in his gallop, but he's just an explosive sprinter, we know that. His last 400 was the quickest I clocked at the Valley Tuesday morning. Not by a lot, but certainly the quickest last 400, and he still had plenty up his sleeve. He just looks to have trained on well since his win in the Gilgai here. I know she's a star, Black Caviar, but I just... From what I've seen of Haylist, both racing and on the track, the couple of times he's had gallops at the Valley, I just think he's got almost a bomb-proof style in that not only can he race on the pace like Black Caviar does, but I just think he's got a little bit more acceleration. I just think whatever Haylist runs in, he's going to be the horse to beat.
The Sydney visitors, Melito and Hot Danish here at Flemington.
Yeah, well, Melito and Hot Danish both went to Moonee Valley on Tuesday morning, and Melito worked well. She was very sharp Tuesday morning, and I would have thought that Gerald Ryan's on record as saying, she may need the run, but she's a terrific sprinting mare. She's a genuine Group 1 horse, and she looked fantastic getting around the Valley Tuesday morning. I would think she'll be right on the heels of the place getters and could easily even fill a hole behind Haylist. I wouldn't be tipping her to beat him, but gee, she looked good Tuesday morning and impressed me. Hot Danish, also obviously a very high-class mare. She went to Moonee Valley Tuesday morning and was just there for a familiarisation visit. She had a good look around and looked in great order. She's a stunning-looking mare, but she wasn't there to run time. But Les Bridges is a very astute trainer and she'll be spot on the day, there's no doubt. And she's got a bit of race fitness on her side, whereas Melito's resuming in this 1,200-metre race.
Cape Cover took your eye Tuesday morning at Moonee Valley from a Moonee Valley Cup perspective.
Yeah, look, I just loved the way he worked. He built in his work and just got stronger and stronger, and I just loved the way he was strong through the line. Patrick Payne's such a good judge of where to place his horses, and I think he's probably eyed the Spring Carnival. I'm thinking that looking at the Spring Carnival, he's probably thought that the Melbourne and Caulfield Cups were probably unrealistic targets for Cape Cover, and if you can have him right on his day, races like the Moonee Valley Cup and perhaps even the Queen Elizabeth or the Sandown Classic, just that rung below the best of the staying contests, are probably his chance to pinch a prize during the Carnival. And I just thought with recent racing under his belt, his last run was a much improved run. I just thought he was on target to run really well on Saturday and will probably be a little bit of a price. Precedence will be hard to beat. He's racing really well, seems to be holding his condition well, but I just like the way Cape Cover worked on Tuesday.
The Amy Vars looks to be a very open race this year.
The whole bunch of 3-year-olds is open, aren't they? You wouldn't want to be having an early bet in the Derby yet. When we were watching So You Think work, he did have Cosmonaut working with him a couple of times about a week and a half ago, and I think he's a lovely staying prospect, Cosmonaut, and he's come down here and run well in the Guineas, probably at a distance that's short of his best. His work with So You Think subsequently and leading into that had been good, and I'd be surprised if he doesn't run well in the Amy Vars, which is obviously going to be an open race, but I'd just be keeping an eye on Cosmonaut because I think he's a lovely horse and he could well be a Derby prospect.
Jessica Beale, she missed the Caulfield Cup, but she's going to go around on Saturday. How's her work been this week?
Yeah, she worked at the Valley Tuesday morning and seems to have recovered. I think it was only a minor setback, and she seems to have recovered from that fully. Again, she's quite a dour staying type. Out to that trip at Moonee Valley will suit her, but she seems well. I know John O'Shea was very pleased with her work Tuesday morning.
And your best from the Flemington for this week?
Gee, it's a hard week to pick a best. Gee, it's a hard week to pick a best. I'd be saying I think a mare that I was taken with her work on Tuesday morning, Love Me Like a Rock in the Tessio. I think she'll appreciate getting back onto firmer ground if she gets that at Moonee Valley. And gee, I'd struggle to find another one, but maybe if Black Caviar accepts, maybe Haylist will be at a backable price.